everybody. This video covers the famous surrender battle of the American Revolution, the Battle of Yorktown in Virginia. Remember British General Burgoyne and his plan to split the colonies by taking over the Hudson River? Remember this line, here's the Hudson River, and he wanted to split the New England colonies from the rest of the colonies? Well, the British military decided they needed to scrap that plan after the Battle of Saratoga. So we're going to scrap that plan and go to something else. Britain's new plan was to have General Charles Cornwallis move the war to the southern colonies and try to separate those colonies from revolutionary forces in the north. So instead of trying to split from east to west, they're going to send Cornwallis down to the south to get more British loyalist support here. Cornwallis immediately succeeded in a series of British victories. He was successful here and here, okay? But he did not get a 100% victory of taking over the southern colonies. So he decided to work his way up. So again, he's going to leave the deep south and eventually work his way up, and he will stop in Virginia, okay? Wishing to be able to continue communicating with Great Britain by sea, General Cornwallis retreated to the coastal town of Yorktown on the Chesapeake Bay. Okay, and again, the reason he needs to be near water so he can communicate and send letters to England. While awaiting the British fleet, his forces were surrounded by the combined French and American armies. So the American army is going to be here, and then since it's on a peninsula, where can the French be? In the water. So here's a breakdown of what happened. Please see if you can notice the role geography played. In July of 1781, George Washington began moving his army toward the south from Rhode Island. So he was going from Rhode Island down to Virginia. The French Navy arrived at the Chesapeake Bay to block the British escape by sea. So the French Navy comes in because they realize if the British are going to be surrounded on land, their escape route would be the Chesapeake Bay. So the French will get there to block that escape route. The American forces surrounded the British by land at Yorktown. Yorktown is located at the northern shore of Virginia Peninsula, extending into the Chesapeake Bay, this body of water. After 3 weeks of fighting, the British General Cornwallis surrendered to Washington. So British General Cornwallis is going to be trapped on land and water, so Cornwallis is going to surrender on October 17th, 1781. So again, the British General Cornwallis was surrounded on Lake Peninsula. The Continental Army surrounded him on land, and the French surrounded him in the water. The French alliance, remember the Battle of Saratoga, really came in handy here. This victory secured the final end to the American Revolution. Geography contributed to the overall victory at Yorktown because, again, the body of water served as another line of defense. The French Navy was able to cut off the escape route the British would have needed to prolong the war. So, quick recap. Geography played a huge role in the American Revolutionary War victory at Yorktown, the surrender battle. Knowing the land can assist in military strategy. Washington knew the land and knew that it was a peninsula. And then controlling the bodies of water and the high ground proved critical in these particular battles. So again, controlling the bodies of water, the French were able to do that, thus surrounding the British. Now, before you move to task 6, write down on a sheet of notebook paper how many questions you got correct on the Ed puzzle you just took.